More students are returning to classrooms in the borderland. In some cases, parents are now weighing the tough choice of sending children back or keeping them at home to learn remotely. We brought in an expert to help you decide. Dr. Glenn Fennelly is the chairman of the Department of Pediatrics at Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center El Paso. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to join you this morning.
What do parents need to know about the risks of in-person learning?
Very good. This is a very important question. I know that many jurisdictions throughout the country and locally in El Paso have decided it's time for children to go back to in-class learning. It's a matter of weighing the risks and the benefit. I think there's an emerging consensus that children belong back in the classroom, and we have evidence that shows us the way to get there and do it safely. So we have to balance children's educational needs sort of with their health and their welfare.
Obviously, this is a very personalized choice for every family. What should they be considering when they're having those conversations together?
Very good. I think it's important, number one, that we all, parents, educators, policymakers, stick with the facts. What are the facts? Yes, children can be infected with the virus that causes COVID-19. Yes, they can transmit it to others, probably to a lesser degree than much older teenagers, young adults, or older adults. On the other hand, we know how to protect ourselves. So if a child is accustomed to wearing a mask when they go out, children 2 and above should be able to navigate that and do that. So that would be sort of expectation number one. When you go back to school, you'll wear a mask. Again, the bulk of the evidence shows that if that is done in an in-school setting against a background of very high transmission in the community, you can minimize that transmission between students to almost nothing.
What is your advice for parents as they start to have those conversations with their kids about what they need to do to be safe when they go back to school?
Right. It's going to be a matter of, number one, abide by the rules. The mask needs to be worn all the time. In schools that have enforced that or have adherence of 95% or more, again, as I say, the transmission is almost nil. The onus will be on the schools to look at how they bring the kids back together as well. The practice of cohorting, keeping one group of kids together, maybe no more than 12 to 20 kids in a certain classroom, have them go throughout the day together, have them have lunch together, discourage interaction between these cohorts. After school, you're going to have to minimize those encounters with other kids, and for the most part come home and keep a lot of the interactions outside of school still virtual. The evidence is that there's probably more transmission in the general community compared to kids going back to school in the settings where all of the practices are done correctly.
Dr. Fennelly, thank you so much for joining us and for shedding light on this important topic.